Welcome to my channel. This is JC Rock and Metal Reviews. My name is John, and today I have a new album review. It is the new album by Helloween. But before I begin, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I do rock and metal reviews, rankings, and more. So Helloween's a German power metal band. They've been around a long time, like since the mid 80s. First album, Walls of Jericho, really great album, really heavy album, but then they released Keeper of the Seven Keys, part 1 and part 2. Those are all awesome albums. I remember watching Headbangers Ball and watching the music video for I Want Out. And it's a really good band, and they've gone through so many lineup changes throughout the years. And they released, I think they're up to like 14 albums at this point. But basically, this new lineup is called the Pumpkins United lineup. So basically, it's the old band and the new band, and they're all just like coming together and they're all recording. So basically, we have Kai Hansen, and he was the guitarist and lead vocalist from the beginning. But he ended up leaving, and he started the band Gamma Ray, and they have this whole other discography. That's a whole other band, and that's a great band as well. We got Michael Kiske, who's on vocals from 86 to 93. He left Helloween, went on to other bands like Anastasia. He's back in the band soon, and we have Andi Deris, who has been doing the Helloween vocals since 1993. So basically, this new album, it has basically like 3 lead vocalists, and it's like the old guys and the new guys, and they all came together like one big family. And that's what it sounds like. It basically sounds like a compilation album from all of their albums throughout all of the years, except all the songs are new. And it's a killer album. I mean, some of the songs are really heavy. Some of the songs sound like their latest stuff. Some of the songs sound like their stuff like from like the late 80s. But it's a very concise album, and I gave it a bunch of listens today. I really like it a lot. So I'm going to be talking about some of the songs now. So let me kind of move over there. Okay, so the album starts out with Out for the Glory, opens up with some slow lead guitar. It really has this like futuristic atmosphere. The intro is very melodic, kind of like builds up. The song just kicks in, just becomes like this old school Helloween song. It's a throwback to their late 80s sound. The vocals sound really good. You hear the bass guitar very well. Has a really fast drum beat. The song does go through some tempo changes and does have some really crunchy riffs, as well as a lot of like different like melodic ones as well. The next song is called Fear of the Fallen, and this one starts out slow, has some clean guitars, some softer vocals. It just picks up, has a really heavy riff. It's more of a fast-paced song, and just, again, sounds like this old school Helloween. This one is a little more like anthemic. It just has that sound, has some like heavy riffs. It does have some softer parts in it, as well as some heavier ones. So I really like the riff in this song. It does really have a killer guitar solo. Next is Best Time, and this is just a straightforward power metal song. Has some melodic lead guitar work. This one is shorter than the first 2 songs, but I really like how to use like the melodic like background vocals in the chorus. The song is very catchy and it's very memorable. The next song, this is a really good one called Mass Pollution. It's a little heavier, a little faster, but the vocals sound really good, and the vocals are a little more aggressive on this one. But it's still a Helloween song, still has that signature sound. I do like the vocals a lot. The sound is like a little bit more like reminiscent of like the band Accept, kind of like that little like heavier traditional German heavy metal, but it is still very melodic. It's a little darker, a little heavier, and it does have a really great bass sound. The next song is called Angels, and this one has a slightly darker sound. It's like a little slower, still very melodic. Really great vocal delivery, and it introduces some like keyboards and piano. Creates like this really kind of like a haunting landscape. Like the song has a lot going on. You gotta listen to it with headphones, and you gotta like listen to all the different like intricate parts. Has this very like big like orchestral sound. I really like the bass guitar on this one as well. The next song is called Rise Without Chains, and this is just straightforward power metal. A lot of those like layered guitars, and this is another song, brings back that classic Helloween sound. Next is Indestructible, and this one is like heavy, almost like moves into like thrash metal territory. You know, the riffs very big, very heavy, very crunchy. Really good balance of those like power metal vocals and those more like aggressive vocals. Has some really like great guitar leads as well. Next is one of my favorite songs from the album. It's called Robot King. It might just be because the fact that it's called Robot King why I like it, but it is a good song. It's one of the more like epic songs. It's 7 minutes. Starts out very fast. The vocals are really great riffs, very heavy, very melodic. And I really like the interplay between like the two main vocalists. There's like a mix of the aggressive vocals and the more like the power metal vocals. Song has a really great use of keyboards. They do add like a lot of texture to the song, and it's a fast-paced song, lots of great solos, lots of great leads, and does have a few tempo changes. It does kind of slow down a little towards the end, but it does get fast up and speed up later on. The next song is called Cyanide. It's just another throwback song to the early days. Has that melodic intro, brings back that classic heavy metal riffs. Really great verse section, and it brings back their old sound. After that is Down in the Dumps. This one has some pretty cool like keyboards in the intro. Really great like galloping riffs. Another like straightforward power metal song, and this one brings the album into their like final 2 songs. So next is a song called Orbit, and it's just a 1-minute instrumental. And this really just like sets the mood. It creates this futuristic atmosphere, and goes right into the next song, which is called Skyfall. It's a 12-minute epic closer. You probably already heard this song. They released it as a single, and I know they released it in like a CD and vinyl format, like as a single as well. Probably one of the best songs like they have. You know, one of their like better songs, and even one of the best they may have ever recorded. It's really great. It's epic. It has everything you want in a Helloween song. Lots of great riffs, lots of great melody. The lyrics are about aliens. It's cool. They talk about Hangar 18 and Area 51 and things like that. Really like this song. You probably heard it, like I said, but awesome way to close out the album. If you do buy the deluxe version or you listen to it online, there are a few additional songs. So there are different versions of the album that do have other songs in addition to what I just talked about. I won't talk about them in this review, but I'm just letting you know that there are different versions of this album. In conclusion, I really like this album a lot. You know, I was never a big Helloween fan. I liked the first 3 albums, and I like the album called The Dark Ride, but the other albums I never really got into that much. I think I do want to revisit them now, but this is a solid album. The songs are memorable, they're well written. The album has really great sound and very great like production value. You hear all the instruments clearly, really great bass sound. And it's an album that gets better with every listen. I'm giving this album a 9 out of 10. This will probably be on some of my top 10 lists at the end of the year. And it is just really great. So let me know what you think in the comments section. Have you heard it? And what do you think of this album? So coming up next, new album by Fear Factory. Gave that one a few listens today. That's a really great album. And also, there's another album out by the band Styx, which I gave 1 listen today, and really great like prog rock. So that's it. So more stuff coming up this weekend. Please check out my in-video links. I'll see you in the next one.